Hey guys, welcome to the Team Panacea call. We do this call every Tuesday night at 8:30 Central. It's your go-to place, find out what's working, what's not working. As you've seen, we've been putting some effort into bringing some guest speakers on, and super excited tonight. We have our own Brigitte from Brigitte Schlosser. I should ask that. Schlosser.
Schlosser, yeah.
Uh,
Schlosser.
Schlosser from Team Pan underneath Project Fearless, and she runs Team Illumination herself. So kind of one of those things where everybody's underneath one big umbrella, and then there's all sorts of little umbrellas underneath. And it's funny as I'm running these sponsorship drill downs and recognitions at the end of the months and stuff like that. I always see her, one, because she's got a really high number of Success Club points recently, right? Because you just kind of came back in not too long ago. But so like out of nowhere, she shows up with like double-digit Success Club points, but also her Shakeology ships on the last day of the month. So it freaks me out every time I run the report, because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to not make Success Club because she doesn't have her Shakeology on HD. But she does. It's just at the end of the month, but it always makes my heart skip a beat. But so I was chatting with her a little bit and learned that she got 32 combined points between her and her family accounts last month. And I was like, wow, I would really like to hear how you did that, and really like you to share that with your team. And she's been super gracious. She was like, yeah, cool. How about Tuesday in a few days? And I was like, that's great, because I actually don't have anything scheduled. So that's fantastic. I appreciate you working that in on short notice. I'm gonna be quiet and toss it over to you. I got my notes ready and I'm ready to go, because I've never got 32 points in this 11 years. So tell me what to do.
Awesome. Well, hey, everybody. I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. I'm Brigitte Schlosser. I live in Boothbay Harbor, Maine with my husband, Jason, and we have two kids. We have one son who's 20. His name is Jaden, and we have another daughter whose name is Ava, and she is 16, just turned 16. But really, she's like 25. Anyway, so I became a coach in 2015, and I kind of took off rather quickly. I was Diamond kind of quickly, and I just kind of stayed at Diamond for a little while until I was able to find my two, perfect coach girls, and who are still on my team now, Casey and Elisa. And we're like, the three of us are like working hard together. So we're like our own little team right now. And so I was able to hit 2-star Diamond, walked the stage, got all of the accolades, and also had an opportunity to, see that reflected in my paycheck. And that was all amazing and fantastic. And then my mother got sick. My mother got sick last fall, or 2 falls ago now. And she at the same time that my mother was sick with cancer, our teen daughter, was giving us a serious run for our money. Things that just totally knocked us off course. Like, we weren't expecting these things. And so, you think about those two things happening at once. Well, my business took a complete nosedive because all of my focus was on our daughter and my mother, of course, who also lived like an hour and a half away from me. So those kind of things tend to, some people can kind of like push through those things. For me, it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. My mother ended up passing away in February, which brought me even further down. Like, I was just teetering. Like, my coach is Joan Crocker, who runs Project Fearless. And I was just teetering month to month, telling her, I'm quitting. Okay, I'm back. I can't do this. Okay, I'll try. And she was very consistent about reaching out and just checking in on me. And so were the teammates. And that's what I love about, the team and Team Beachbody as a whole. But it wasn't until like legit, like I was hanging on by a thread, when I saw that MBF was going to be coming out. And so when Chris says that this is like a recent thing for me, it's true. Like, we're talking about the beginning of July, I reignited everything. I had to just kind of say to myself, am I quitting or am I going to actually do this? And when I started thinking about what I love and what I enjoy doing, I really, really love Beachbody. I really enjoy doing the workouts, and that's something I didn't stop doing. And I didn't necessarily, stop, eating according to the nutrition plan. And I never stopped my Shakeology, but I just didn't feel like I was in it to help other people because of all of the stuff that I was going through with my mom and my daughter. But when MBF launched and when we started hearing about it, a year and a half had passed and my mother had passed, my daughter has grown up and is, things are changing with her. And so things started to feel a little bit better for me. And that's when I say I had to make a decision about what I was going to do. Was I going to sink or swim? And I was ready to swim. I was ready to do this. And so starting in July, I made a decision that I was going to just go back to basics. Like, I wasn't going to try to compare myself to all the top coaches or create a website or, do all these things that we kind of chase after a lot. And they're kind of like time wasters and not necessarily business building activities. And I decided that I was going to actually just keep it extremely simple, like take it back to me being a baby coach and what was I told to do when I was a baby coach. And that's where I went back in July when we launched MBF. And that's where I got the 32 Success Club points between myself, my husband's account, and my son's account. So we're on our way to 4-star and we're close to qualifying. And so I went from quitting to almost qualifying for 4-star now. So it's really fun and exciting. So I'll tell you what I did. And I know that you guys have, a shorter time frame and I'm ready to talk super fast. And then also share some I have 2 social media tips for you at the end, and then I'm happy to take any questions too. So here we go. I wanted to call this call Grow, Share, and Invite, because that's the basis of our business, right? We have to grow. We have to continue to grow. We have to share, and then we have to invite people. That's it. I listened to the National Wake Up Call this Monday. I don't know if you guys listened to it, but Christine Delgado, or I'm not sure how to say her name. She talked a lot about, keeping it simple. And I was listening to her going, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm almost pretending like I'm a brand new baby coach again, because why not? I have to re-practice doing those simple, basic things. And here they are. So growing. So I've been trying, I started in July, I've been trying to grow my Instagram and my Facebook following by leaps and bounds. And I try to request 100 people on Instagram. And so don't try to follow them all at once, because Instagram will just totally shut you down. So I try to do 20, 20, 20, 20 throughout the day. So first thing in the morning, and then maybe when I'm eating my lunch. It's super easy. And here's my little tip on how I follow people on Instagram. I go to an account that's a big account, like a person who has a similar interest as me and who has a lot of followers. I don't necessarily just go in and follow the people who are following her, because some of those people might be inactive. They might have followed her years ago, but I look at her most recent post. And then those people who liked or commented on her most recent post, those are my people, because we have the same interests. And so I just kind of get in there. I try to add some comments as well. And then I just start, adding those people. You will find that if you add them, most likely they'll add you back. And then those become the people that are coming in the next step, which I'll tell you in a minute. Facebook, same kind of thing. I go to just, like we learned 100 years ago, I follow friends of friends. I also have some public figures that I follow, and I look to see who's also following them. Friend request, friend request, friend request. If somebody messages me and says, I just got a friend request from you, do we know each other? Because Facebook is so different from Instagram. Nobody would ever call you out or ask you why you followed them on Instagram, because they're such different entities, so you can't treat them the same. But if somebody does ask you that question on Facebook, I always say this, write this down. Oh my gosh, no, we don't know each other, but Facebook suggested that I friend request you, and because you looked so nice, I thought, why not? They always say, or they most likely say, oh, okay, and then they add me. So then I have a new friend. Okay, so that's what I do for following on Instagram and friend requesting on Facebook. You always have to be adding new people to your network, because if you're not adding new people, then you're always speaking to the same exact people, your warm market, your friends and your family. And how are you going to grow your business if you don't have brand new people to be talking to all the time? Okay, so the next part is share. Like, this is the most important part, you guys. And I've recently, I've always used stories, but I most recently have used them in a different way. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me and go watch my stories. I don't have this all figured out. Like I said, I just started doing this, brand new at the beginning of July. So don't go look right now. Go look later. But I just share everything, especially regarding what I do as a coach, how I help my people. I give them a peek into my accountability groups. I show them what I'm eating. I talk to them about Shakeology. I'll do slow-mos of my Shakeology pouring out. And I don't bore them with all these facts and words that, and ingredients that they don't care about, but I talk to them about what it does for me, which is the absolute truth. No more migraines, no more snacking in the afternoon. It's like a Wendy's milkshake because of how I blend it. I talk to them about how I blend it. I write down what I put, I write down my recipe. I show before and afters. I'm constantly inviting. Constantly. And I'm constantly using the little polls and the little slides and the little, all the things that Instagram gives us to use, because why not? If somebody clicks on it or if somebody likes it, which is coming up in my next piece, the invite part, I talk to them. So why not give them an opportunity to kind of engage with me? But I don't only share, if there's a brand new coach on here, I don't only share about Beachbody, because that's going to get pretty boring and people are going to be like, cool, I get it. You're into fitness. I understand. Hello, boring. You know what I mean? So I have this dog. He's a Labradoodle and a Lab, and he's just a mix. And I showcase him so much, and he's just a dog. And because I make him special, people reach out to me, people message me, I love Theo, he's so cute, oh my gosh. And I'll put up a little poll that says I love Theo or he's so cute, and they click on it, they get a message from me. But that's coming next. But so find some other things in your life that you can share on there, so it's not just here's my workout, here's my Shakeology, here's my food. You've got to let them get to know you. And if you're not speaking on Instagram stories, you're missing a huge piece of all of this. Because before we jumped on this call, I was just a box on your screen, right? You didn't know who I was. You didn't know what my voice sounded like. You didn't know anything about me. You didn't know, you didn't know anything. But as soon as I started talking and I start telling you about what's happening in my life and I start introducing myself, you instantly know me and you instantly feel connected to me, or we're friends, right? I talk to people on my Instagram stories just like I'm talking to you right now. I try not to feel or seem nervous or anything, and it takes practice, and I would say just go for it, start practicing. But the more you can talk with people and talk directly to them and be yourself, yes, the more they're gonna come to know, like, and trust you. And those are the people who are gonna buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. So become everybody's bestie. Okay, so I have some notes that are behind me. This is the best part. Well, this is the second to best part. The best part is the share part. So I remember I called this grow, share, and invite, if you're taking notes. So we talked about growing, we talked about sharing, and of course you're sharing on your Instagram and your Facebook posts as well. But stories are my thing now. I'm talking all day long on those, and I might post once a day on Facebook and Instagram. The next part is inviting. And so here's my best new invite that got me to Success Club 32 last month. Anybody and everybody who likes, comments, follows my story, glances, whatever, if they saw one little clip, I message them. And I say this to all of them. This is the magic invite, okay? I say this: hey, thank you so much for watching my story. Or, hey, thank you so much for the like on my post. You probably saw the part about how I'm how I'm inviting or enrolling new people into my new, group or whatever you want to call it. Is it okay if I send you more information on that? That last part is the key part. So say whatever you want to say up here. Hey, thanks for watching my story. You probably noticed that I'm inviting new people, new women, whatever you want to say. But that last part that says, is it okay for me to send you more information? That's the part that's key. You know why? Because it's easy for them to say, sure. It's not scary. It's not asking them this big question like, hey, do you have health and fitness goals too? Because lots of people are like, well, I don't know. Like, I guess, you know what I mean? But if you say, can I send you more information? They're like, sure. And I got all the sures. So the next part of that message is not vomiting Beachbody on them. This is equally as important, the second piece. So write this down. The second piece, I get so excited for them. And I'm like, yay, I'm so excited that you want to know more about this. I can't wait to get to know you. Before I send you too much information though, tell me more about what's up with you. Like, what are your goals? Do you have weight to lose? Do you just need to learn more about how to eat better? Do you just want to get toned? Like, I really just kind of want to find out about them first. And then that's where the conversation starts. So I'm just like investing everything into them. I'm not even mentioning Shakeology. I'm not mentioning Beachbody. I'm not mentioning workouts. I'm just asking them about them. And every time they answer, I ask them another question about them. So if they tell me something like, oh, well, I have diabetes and I can't eat this, this, and this, and they tell me like all this stuff about food, then I'll say, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. That was like a lot of information. You just answered a ton of my questions. Now tell me about exercise. And so then I'm leading them into, have you ever enjoyed anything about exercise? And if you flip flop that and their first answer back to you is, oh, well, I love yoga and I love riding my bike. And then they say, and I want to lose like 10 pounds. And you're like, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. I love yoga too. And riding your bike is excellent exercise. Tell me more about your nutrition. Like, what do you struggle with your nutrition? Do you struggle with snacking? Like, where's that 10 pounds coming from? Is it because you're skipping meals? Like, so I do the flip flop. If they talk about nutrition, then I talk about workouts. If they talk about workouts, then I talk about nutrition. And that's how you peel the onion. Like, I got that wrong for a lot of years. And instead like would ask that first question, like, hey, thanks for watching my story. Do you have health and fitness goals too? Like, that is like the worst question, because maybe it worked a few times for me, but people are often like, I don't know, like, I guess, like, yeah, I could lose a few pounds. But if you ask specific questions of them, then they're more likely to answer you, and they see you being invested in them. They see that you care about, all of the details of their lives. And then if you get them talking enough, they've sold themselves on what they need. So all you're doing is offering a solution. You have it. No matter what their struggle is, no matter what their goal is, no matter what their, insecurity, hang up, injury is, you have the solution. Like, the fact that Team Beachbody is giving us Ultimate Portion Fix and To Be Mindset with all of our challenge packs right now is like a game changer. It's huge because we can offer so much to them now. So, oh, I wanted to say, don't be scared of messaging that first message either. Like, if you're a brand new coach and if you're sharing to stories and if you're sharing to your page, then they already know what you do. So when you message them and you say, hey, thanks for watching my story. You probably saw the part about how I'm enrolling new women into my fit group. Can I send you more information? They're not like, what is she talking about? Because you're talking about it on your story every single day. That's the part that you guys can't miss. Like, so it's, the invite is not going to work if you're not doing the back work and sharing to your story every single day. That makes sense? Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about price objection. I rarely get it. And I got it like 2 times last month with MBF. You know why? Here's why, Kim. I see you shocked. Here's why. I did all the back work. I talked to them and I talked to them and I talked to them and I asked all the questions and I built this image in front of their face so that they could see, wow, she really does have a solution for me. She is going to help me with my nutrition. She is going to help me find the perfect workout program for me. There really is an accountability group where there's friends and people holding you accountable. Like, I see myself getting to this goal. A lot of them didn't even ask me how much it costs. I just said, at the end, I would be like, cool, like, are you ready to do this with us? And they would say yes. And I would say, just need your email address and your Shakeology flavor. That's it. And they would just send it. Or they would say, oh, cool, like, what are the Shakeology flavors? Or they would be like, well, what the heck is Shakeology? And then I would answer, and then they would give me an answer. That was the end of it. So I think that was the key. Like, if you can create this image for them and let them see themselves at the end of the line, they're not going to even care about the price, because they're going to have that much belief in you as a coach and as a friend, because by this time they know me already. They've watched my stories. They see how I'm speaking. They see how I care about my challengers because I'm talking about my challengers. They see what we're doing, and they see themselves. They want to see themselves as part of what we're doing. They want to do this with me. So I wanted to share like 2 social media tips for you. It has nothing to do with Grow, Share, Invite, but I'll save some time for questions if you have any. Here's my one social media tip. When you post something on Instagram, I'm not on Instagram, on Facebook will just automatically tag yourself. It will tag you. So untag yourself, because in 1 hour, you're going to go back and tag yourself. And then it shows back up again in the news feed. It shows like it's just popped up as a brand new post. So that's a cool way to kind of like bump your post, instead of having to like wait for somebody to comment underneath it. The other thing I love to do, this is so good. Okay. Post something in the evening, like whatever. For me, it's 10 p.m. It might be a little late for me, but like around 9 p.m. I post something and I leave it alone. I don't touch it. I untag myself. If people comment on it, I just leave it completely alone. I don't touch it. The next morning, I wake up in the morning and I do all my stuff, all my miracle morning stuff, and that's a call for another time. I do all my stuff, and then when it's time for me to get on my social media, I tag myself first because it pops up, and then I just get in there and I start talking to all the people that commented and liked, and it wakes back up. It's like I had just posted it that morning. So it's almost like you're saving yourself a post in a way. It's like a free post in a way. You've posted something at night, you leave it alone, and it's like it shows up in the morning, brand spanking new. And every single time I do that, it's like it happens. It gets like 10 more likes, and it has all of these comments, and then I'm able to converse with all of these other people. So I think that's it. I'm looking at my notes right now, and I think I talked about all of it. So I don't know if you guys have any questions, or if that's the way you typically run this, Chris, where you take questions at the end. But I don't know if we have time, but I do.
No, yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes we run to an hour, but so yeah, I always know that that I had my conversation dialed in when they don't even ask the price, right? Like, they've told me all of their problems. I've offered the solution, and I'm like, awesome. We chose the workout that they're going to do, and a lot of times I hadn't even started talking about Shakeology either, right? And I'm just like, cool. You know what? It comes with Shakeology. Which flavor would you prefer? I recommend chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. And, and they say vanilla. And I'm like, cool, what's your email? And like Casey was saying, I also will send, I'll be like, hey, also just to let you know, I added in Energize because I swear by this stuff. And so I put it in there. You can take it out if you want, but trust me, you're going to love it. And an amazing amount of people leave it in there, so that's great. I really love the tagging and untagging. And you know what? It's one of those things where where, you know, it's so great to be on these calls because like, I'm like, oh yeah, somebody told me that like a long time ago and I used to do it. And then we stopped because, you know, that's how we are about stuff.
Yeah, I actually learned that a long time ago from Melanie Mitro. She did some training and I was like, oh, I'm going to try doing that. And I just never stopped doing that. So I wanted to share that with you guys.
No, that's awesome. And I love that you basically said what, you know, that, hey, inviting is the most important part, right? Like everything else is great, but if you're like, you know, you can post all these posts, like you're talking about all these posts that you're making, but the results are in the fact that you're messaging every single person who looks or likes your posts. Because one of the things that I tell people, you know, not to try and dogpile on all of the great information you had, but there's a difference between, you know, just going out to posting on your wall, hey, I'm having a party this weekend, everybody's invited, right? So hey, I've got a virtual boot camp, everyone's invited. Or you get a message in your inbox, hey Bridget, I'm having a party this weekend, really love for you to show up. And now you're like, oh wait, he actually was talking to me, you know, instead of
Yeah.
just a blanket invite. And
Yep.
and I think that that's one of the things, I think that's one of the things that it's hardest for all of us, even, you know, where we sit down and we scroll and we click like and we make a couple videos and it's 2 hours later and you're like, well, hey, I just spent 2 hours working my business. And no, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
just made a video about that like yesterday, I think, in Team Pan. But so it's awesome. And so I see that we got a couple of questions here. I'm gonna let you read it and you can answer them.
Sure. Okay, Casey. There's my girl, Casey. Okay, Chris, they can sign up with buy the Shakeology from anyone. Okay, yes. Grow, share, invite. Yes. When I did this, I also threw an engine. Okay, Casey, that's awesome. Okay, so Kelly is saying, what's your suggestion for those that do ask price? Like me, I'm that person. Okay, so I just say, if they do ask that question after you've had all of the, you know, the conversations with them, I just say, well, let me break it down for you. And then I just list it out. I tell them, I break it all down. You get 1 year subscription to Team Beachbody on demand. You get a 30-day supply of Shakeology. You get you get access to both of our nutrition programs, plus, what did I say during NBF? The ability to unlock our brand new program that we're doing. I list it all, like the shaker cup and the container, so that they understand like everything they're getting. And then I just say, and that's 160. And that's that. We can go from there. If they say like, oh gosh, like that's just too expensive for me, which they're going to say, like some people do say, right? And then you just start a new conversation. Oh my gosh, really? Like where, then I actually can go back, because I actually was thinking about that, because I can actually go back and be like, oh my gosh, well, remember when you told me, like, you can go back to their goals. Like, remember you mentioned to me that, you were, you loved yoga and you really wanted to lose 10 pounds. I told you we have this 3-week yoga retreat. I really think you would, do amazing in there, blah, blah, blah. You can just chat with them about going backwards to their goals. I hope that really answered your question. I don't know if it did. Okay, I see that I also have an issue with people having issues with price. Also interested in hearing this. Okay. What does your power hour look like? Or do you follow the tracker? Yes, I follow the tracker. So I get up in the morning and do all my morning miracle stuff, like my, prayer time and my journaling and all my stuff, reading. And then I just start in, and I do follow the tracker, and I almost do it like 3 times a day, like 3, and then it's not like 1 whole hour, but I do like the business building activities 3 times throughout the day. So in the morning, I do all of my, friend requesting, and I do all my following. I'll do all of that. And then I'll go and do my workout, or, so I follow the tracker, follow the tracker, follow the tracker. Like there's no going around that. And I try to do it 3 times a day. So obviously I'm not doing my workout 3 times a day, or drinking my Shakeology 3 times a day, or reading personal development 3 times a day, but I'm definitely, following up, and I'm inviting, and I'm following new people 3 times a day. Okay. The auto tagging on Facebook, is that only on pics of your face? I'm not seeing how to untag. So I don't know. I think it's on all pictures. And if you click on your name, you'll see like it's like a little long rectangle and you see your name. And then if you click on your name, you'll see a little X. And if you click on the X, it will delete your name. I think. I mean, I think that's what I do. I'm pretty sure that's what I do since I do that every day. Does it tag your meals too? I think it really does. Like, I think everything that I just look at it, like scroll over your picture a little bit and you'll see if your name is there or not. Kelly says, thank you. That's what I do. But yes, some are worse than me. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Kim, I couldn't write fast enough. What did you say again? Step 2, when they say they want more info. Okay. I can also put this, I can put it on Team Pan, but I'll put the first part and I'll put the second part. But just so you know, just real quick, the second part, I get like super excited and I say, yay, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I can't wait to start chatting with you. So before I give you too much information, tell me a little bit more about you. What are your goals? At this point, you can ask, what are your goals? Do you want to lose weight? Is it that you just, you need to learn how to eat better? Do you want to be more toned? Like, those kind of questions. And then they tell you, and then you go the opposite. If they say food, you relate to them about the food, and then you talk about workouts. If they say workouts, you relate to them, and then you talk about food. That just keeps the conversation going. So it doesn't just like stop right there. I think that might be it. Okay, Casey says, okay, awesome. Casey, yes, Casey has this anyway. So, okay, I'm excited. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you guys will be able to use some of these things.
No, I tell you what, I love I love that close. And again, I don't know why I haven't used it before about, hey, can I send you more information? Because I've always closed with, is that something you'd be interested in, or something like that? And I get blanked a lot, right? I mean, I send a lot of invites, but I get blanked a lot too. And I think that, and and a lot of them, when they say yes, actually what they say is, yeah, send me some info. So like, if I'm already saying, hey, can I just send you some more info? And then I think it's genius that basically after they just say yes, then you're like, okay, cool. And asking the same questions that I would have asked anyway, as soon as they said, are they interested? But you got to
right.
yes to begin with, so that the conversation started, because you phrased that last question differently. It's just brilliant. I love it. I love it.
And some people did say, yeah, send me more info. But I just pretended like didn't say that, and I just went on to say, oh my gosh, yay, like this is so cool. I can't wait to start talking with you. I think that this was something else that Christine talked about on the National Wake Up Call. People can feel your energy and your excitement. And if you're just like, can I send you more information? And then they're like, sure. And you're like, cool. So Beachbody has a 1-year subscription to Beachbody On Demand, and you get blah, blah, blah. And that's like, they're like, oh, cool. And they're like, ghost you forever, right? But if you come after them like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to you. Like, you make it all about them. Don't mention Beachbody at all. Just make it all about them. They can feel that. And they're like, wow, like this girl really actually wants to help me, So.
Right. And so are you using voice memo, or are you typing these things out?
Both. I don't know how I determine what I'm going to do, but I find that when I use a voice memo, it's so much better because they respond. Sometimes they even voice me back and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, So if you're shy about doing that, I would say practice. Just like if you're shy about speaking on stories, just practice. Like, just record yourself or send it to like your best friend. Casey and I used to practice like that all the time when that first came out. You can even send it to your own self so that you can hear what you sound like.
Right. Now, yeah, and I don't know if it would work. I don't know if like, are you hey girl in them, or is it like, hey Brigitte, your messages?
Am I what?
Are you hey girl in them? Hey girl.
Oh, I personally don't speak like that, right, like in regular life. So I don't say hey girl, but I say hi and I say their name.
Okay, well, because what I was getting at is like, so I generally say young lady or whatever, but like, you know, I can, if I chose, right, I could say, hey, young lady, hope you're doing okay. You know, thanks for checking out my story, and I just wanted to see, you know what, Cody and I are adding some people to our virtual boot camp, and we thought you might be interested. Is that something I could send you some more information on? Right, and I send that, and then in the voice messenger, you just click on it, and down at the bottom, there's more, right? And so you click on more, and it's forward, and then it just pulls up my deal, and I could just, and I
Oh
just,
yeah. Oh
just
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so when people are like,
Definitely.
oh, I didn't have time for 40 invites, I'm like, that's crazy. You didn't have like 45 seconds? Because
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, if I was gonna bulk message like that, which is awesome, I don't have to include their name. I just happened to do that when I was doing it last month. So, um,
That's great
but yeah,
stuff.
that's a great suggestion.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm super
Welcome.
excited to have you back, or to see your name doing this stuff. And you know, Casey has been such an asset and such a help to me in particular. You know, everybody's like, wow, your recognition's really starting to look good. And I'm like, that's not me. That's Casey doing that. But so, you know, that's what's so cool about this, right? Is that you you meet such great people, and you really can't be a bad person and be successful in this business. So
Mm,
it's it's just one of the coolest things, I think, that
yeah.
the people that succeed in this, um, they generally are people that I like being around, and I like hanging out with. And
Me
now
too.
I'm just rambling, but I'm really glad that you're back, and you're crushing it. I can't wait to post this recording, and I'm going to be working on some training units I got from another leader that I think is going to be really awesome, and I'm definitely going to be coming to you to get some of your stuff to put in there. So
Awesome. That's great. I want to say one thing about my girl Casey. Watch out for her because she's on her way to 2-star and she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So if you don't know her yet, check her out, follow her, find her. She's awesome.
no,
She's my partner in crime.
awesome. Thank you guys very much for being on the call. We appreciate it. Yes, I love you too, Kelly. I love all of everybody. It's that's what's cool about this. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time. See you on the boards, guys.